Hi there, it's Tank Girl, and today I wanted to quickly unbox the Sprint Overdrive 3G, 4G Wi-Fi access point device. This has already been opened. It's a review unit that's being passed around, so it's a kind of a pseudo unboxing. So it comes in this really neat, very shiny plastic case that actually looks like the Overdrive itself. Here's a Sprint logo. It's made by Sierra Wireless, and as you can see, there's a serial information in the back. It's a nice box. Let's open it up. And here you have the Sprint Overdrive, and as you can see, the box is almost the same shape as the device itself, except the device is smaller. So let me take that out and give you a quick tour of the outside. As you can see, here's the power button. And here's an OLED screen, and it's color, but it's only active as a color display at boot time. The rest of the time it's just blue, but it displays the Sprint logo in color. As you can see, it's a very shiny device, and here you have a micro USB plug that's used for charging it, and also for tethering. If you want to, you can tether over USB instead of over Wi-Fi if you're concerned with, say, privacy or whatever. Here is an interesting little thing. Let me just open it up for you if I can. Let's see if the camera can focus. There. So this is a micro USB slot. Sorry, micro SD slot. So you can put an SD card, a micro SD card in here, and this will actually share it over Wi-Fi. It'll show up as a Samba share, or maybe even possibly an Apple share, or I'm not sure. I think it's just Samba. But so you can put a micro SD card in there, put some files that you can always access over Wi-Fi. So let's see, on this side there's nothing, and on this side here is a little switch with a little speaker next to it. It's actually a little buzzer. You can turn that on and off. Basically turns off and on the sound so that it doesn't beep in the middle of the night if you're using it. It beeps when you connect to it, and it beeps when you disconnect and when you power it up, etc. In the back here you have a battery door, and with some rubber feet. There's actually a rubber foot missing on this one. Let me open the battery door and show you the battery. So here it's a pretty hefty battery. I don't know if the capacity is listed here. It's 1800 milliamp. And so let me just power it up quickly, and I'll show you the rest of what's in the box. So I have to hold it the right way. Let's see, I want to focus on the Sprint logo if I can. There we go. See, there you go. Is this? The screen is showing the Sprint logo in color. And then it will switch to, it's very reflective, a little boot screen. It takes quite a while to boot up. And so there you go, you can see it does this for a while, and then eventually it beeps and tells you it's ready. So I'm going to put it down and show you what's in the box. So you have this little card here telling you how it works. Go to this website to set it up. So it's all web-based. Once you connect to the default name of it that's listed in the back over Wi-Fi, and you can then it's still booting, by the way. You can then set up like you would set up a router through the web interface, all the settings you want, including the Wi-Fi and all that stuff. So it's you know, standard, kind of like MiFi. Here's a little clear partition, and then you've got a bunch of manuals getting started. And you just heard it there, it beeped, so I'm going to show it to you. So here's the name of the access point that I've set up for it, and tell you the uptime and how many bytes have been transferred, the signal strength, if you're on 3G or 4G, if you have a GPS signal, and if the sound is turned on, and the battery life. So that's basically it. Let me continue with the manual. So you get the getting started here, and then you have a charger, standard USB, and a charge cable, which is USB to micro USB. And then, you know, underneath this other little plastic partition here, you have a recycling bag, so you can send your old device back to be recycled. So that's what's in the box, and that's pretty much my tour of the Overdrive. I have been using this, unfortunately, mostly in the 3G area, so I don't have 4G signal here in San Francisco yet. I've used it a little bit in 4Gs down in the South Bay, and it, you know, it works as advertised. I find that the 3G performance is a little lacking. Maybe it's just this particular unit, but I'm only getting about, I don't know, half a megabit up and down. Sometimes it can reach up to 1 megabit down, but I haven't really gotten like multi-megabit speeds over 3G. Now over 4G, it's been pretty good. Can't remember what I got on the speed test, something like 2 or 3 megabits. But overall, you know, it's basically just a larger glorified MiFi with 4G, and it is pretty big. I mean, let me give you a comparison here. I got my Nexus 1 that you just heard beep a second ago, and so there it is. There's it next to the Nexus 1. That, you know, that's pretty big. And it's also pretty thick. So it's not nearly as pocketable as, say, a MiFi. So the only thing you gain is the OLED display and the 4G. And it kind of makes me question whether you would bother, because, you know, this, when it came out 6 months ago, made sense. But now you've got the Evo 4G, and you've got the Epic, which is a new phone from Samsung, announced on Sprint, which is also 4G, also an Android phone. Both of these support tethering over Wi-Fi, basically do the same as this, over 3G or 4G, and allow you to, you know, you pay a little extra, but you basically can use the phone just as you would use this device. So, not quite sure if it's worth having a dedicated one, especially when it's this clumsy and big. I think having a MiFi, which is credit card size and a little thicker, might make sense to have that floating around your bag somewhere in case you just need to share internet with other people for work. But if you're already a Sprint customer, perhaps you can get an Evo or an Epic and do the same with them instead of buying this. So, you know, I think it's certainly a viable solution. If you're a business person, you can have a dedicated thing that's always on. But if you are a little bit more concerned with your budget, perhaps getting a phone that does the same is the right way to go. Now, granted, there's a lot more settings you can do with the web interface on this. You have the option to, you know, set up all kinds of routery type things that you probably can't control as well in Android with the Wi-Fi tethering. So anyway, this is a quick look at the Sprint Overdrive, and it's a kind of a pseudo unboxing really, since it was a review unit that was already open, and I've been playing with it for a little while now. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Keep an eye on my blog, Tankerl Mobile, tnkgrl.wordpress.com. I'll have more on this, probably just some pictures so you can see it close up. Cheers!